Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for stopping by Healing Conversations with Z. My name is Ziri Bibi, and I'm here to send a healing message for today. The message I want to deal with is abandonment issues. Yesterday, I heard a song. I'll post it in the message thing down below after the video. But it made me think about abandonment issues, so I said I would talk about that today. A lot of times, the inner child has abandonment issues that we need to deal with, so that we can become a better person. We can be all who we can be. Also, not dealing with those issues, you'll find out that you have issues with others, whether it be your twin flame, your family, co-workers, somebody that's filled with drama. If you think about somebody that has a lot of drama in their life or issues, a lot of times it's because they have inner child issues that they haven't dealt with. I got smart today and pulled the cards beforehand because I didn't want another part two message. So we'll see how this goes. The first, I will read some of them though, but hopefully I'm getting my rhythm where I'll figure out the best way I can present this. When I asked the cards about the abandonment issues for the Aboriginal Oracle, in the past card was flexibility, and it talked about flexibility, clarity, and advancing. And what it says is Blackwood medicine encourages flexibility in thinking to clearly understand those with differing points of view. So maybe, when you were having whatever happened in your childhood, if you decided to bring it up, every people were not going to be on the same page. Or I don't remember it happening that way, or things like that. Because I remember saying things that I remember, and the person I spoke to, oh no, that didn't happen. That's what happens. Let me finish reading. Being open to others' beliefs is an admirable trait, as it demonstrates your ability to acknowledge the importance of allowing others to share their stories with you. To understand the stories of others is a humbling and beautiful trait to possess. When people are drawn to those who they believe truly understand them, they will open their heart and share their stories, knowing the listener is sharing their journey. However, this understanding can also become a double-edged sword. The challenge is when the listener becomes part of the story and also embarks on the journey. Sometimes too many journeys can take their toll, both physically and emotionally. And upon reflecting on this one, it says, on this occasion, you suddenly become everyone's confidant, yet inadvertently you shouldered the responsibility of ensuring the mob remained peaceful. But this came at a cost. So maybe as a child, you were the one that was burdened with knowing everybody else's business or keeping everybody else's secrets, but you couldn't tell anybody yours. Maybe that's what it is. The present medicine that the ancestors are giving is strategy. When I think of strategy is a plan, strategy is a plan of action. That's what I think of. Number 22. Invisible, strategic, and unafraid. This is the possum. Oh, the first one was Blackwood, and this one is possum. The possum spends his days sleeping where he cannot be seen yet is in plain sight. An observer needs to spend time really looking for this elusive creature and is often surprised to find possum right under their nose. When day becomes night, shy possum transforms to a sociable creature who bravely explores his environment in search of opportunities. Possum is unafraid of the night and takes chances that he wouldn't take during the day, possibly because he feels safe in the dark and has strategies to manage nighttime dangers. Possum's ability to move freely in the branches of trees and competently navigate the dangers on the ground is testament of his agility. His ability to adapt to whatever situation arises is his key to survival. And the current situation is, don't wait any longer to show people who you really are. Hiding in the shadows is a safe place to hang out, but you miss out on so much. You have the same skills as everyone else, but don't like the attention. You want to join in, but are uncertain about how others will accept you. They have been respectful and allowed you your solitude, but that will be welcoming, but will be welcoming of you if you choose to come forward. It's time to find the balance between the shadows and the light and become part of the group. Be assured you will be fine. You may be a little uncomfortable at first, but within a short time you will be wondering why you kept yourself hidden for so long. So probably in the your childhood issues, you kept private, and that, a lot of times the things that the abandoned, you feel abandoned, so you carried that currently, and so you're rather shy or hesitant to talk to people. This kind of seems like personal reading to me, but anyway, if it is, I'm receiving the message. So it's it's telling you not to be afraid. Come out. For the future, what will happen if you learn how to be flexible when you develop your strategy. You'll have, this one is 35, Al Kira, Al Kira, and that is selflessness. 35. Selflessness, sacrificing future. Self-sacrificing is only honorable when your sacrifice does not impact on yourself. Trusting in the future. Self-sacrificing is an act where you selflessly give or act in a particular way toward another. The ancestors warn us that being a martyr is not about self-sacrificing, as often the choices that are made do not impact others, only yourself. The Aboriginal dreaming totem says, give to others only after you have cared for yourself. The act of giving can only be worthwhile if we provide it from a place within us that has meaning, that has something meaningful to offer. Once we determine what we actually have to share, our gift becomes more valuable to the person we are sharing ourselves with. So what I get from this is, once if you deal with your abandonment issues, if you become flexible and thinking about what happened in the past, and who people's different points of view may differ, and you work through that, and then after working through that, you develop a strategy to be able to move forward and to heal yourself from those issues in the future. If you're successful in doing so, you become selflessness, whereas you'll understand that you need to take care of yourself first before you take care of others. Because a lot of times when people are have abandonment issues, they want to take care of everybody else, and then they realize that, oh man, I need help, but then there's nobody there to care for them. Oh wow, confirmation. So that's something for you to think about. Also, when I was asking the spirit guides, they said make each day count. So you should take this every day as it comes. This is something that, your childhood issues are not something that your inner child issues are not something that you are going to get over or be able to deal with like that. These are strong rooted beliefs that you've had since you were a child. So it's not something that you can just say, okay, I dealt with it with that and then it's gone. It's not, I'm finding and I found that out to be true too. You think that you deal with things and then something else will happen and it'll be like, wow, I thought I dealt with that, but apparently not. So in saying that, I dealt with the inner rebel and myself, but I like these cards. Where's the book? the Sacred Rebel. I like this. This is a really cool oracle deck. 22, she knows. No, she feels and she knows. And these cards, as I pull them up, I don't know these cards. I made it a point for not to go through the cards. I wanted to be able to look at these cards and understand them as I pull them. So I'll read this one because I don't know what it is. An illumination is erupting from within you as a vision that is bringing what was once obscured into clarity. This is not likely to happen as a blinding, shocking insight, but more as a softer, gentler knowing. It is like knowing something without understanding exactly when or how you came to know it. And that's pretty interesting because, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now, I didn't know how to do this. I just picked them up one day and I just started doing it. I have a story about that, but I'll get to that later. This insight will assist you, and you are asked to honor it. You will know which insight it is at the right time. Your heart will tell you. You are therefore being asked to rely on the clarity that is coming to you now or has recently come. Gently but firmly from that place of knowing. Intend to act and take your next steps forward. This oracle comes to you with guidance, particularly about long range or long term developments. Something that is far bigger than the immediate situation, issue, or moment is of importance, although you will only have a dim sense of that possibility at best. The situation you find yourself in right now may not be one of joy, but in time you will understand more of the bigger picture. You will come to see why things are happening as they are and how you are being helped on to the next stage of your path, even though it may look like an obstacle right now. You are being asked to think in terms of long-term happiness. Sometimes this warrants change or even temporary restrictions in the short term. If you can't see how the present can possibly become what you sense the future to be, this message is especially relevant. Though or through the natural process of transformation, great leaps are indeed possible. You simply must be prepared to surrender into the process with absolute trust. This oracle brings you specific guidance. The situations in your current life are particularly geared toward a more significant manifestation that is coming to you according to your life path and purpose. This is a stage of preparation and of building a foundation that will hold you strong and centered as your creative journey unfolds and your life path becomes ever more brilliant and luminous. So keep plugging away. Remain patient, but most of all, be hopeful and trust in the light you sense ahead of you. For it is the light that is within you, simply revealed more fully. And all that is happening now is happening to that end. Yeah, I think this is a personal message for me because I've been thinking about a lot of things, especially about this channel and what I wanted to do with this channel and how I want to help people become a better person, heal their inner child issues so they can move forth in life and reach their bliss and, do things that they want to do because these inner child abandonment issues, they affect your future, they affect your present. They definitely affected your past, your development. It stopped you from being who you were supposed to be. Not that it's too late to be that if you deal with them, so this is something that I think people should really seriously take notice of and look within. They have a healing process here. I'll read it. Stand with your feet at hip width and your arms loosely, comfortably at your sides, slightly away from your body. Say aloud, I feel the light of all that I am and will be unfolding from within me now. Stand still and rest your eyes on one point or lightly close them if you can do so easily without compromising your balance. Feel, sense, imagine, or perceive that there is a pure light switched on inside of you, almost as if an internal light switch was flicked on. Perceive or feel that the light is growing brighter, bigger, and wider and more radiant. Allow it to shine outwards from within you as if there was a vibrant sun at the center of your being with its rays extended outwards in all directions. You are a radiant, glowing being. Can you feel the joy and uplifting happiness of this? When you are ready, say, I surrender what is into the loving fire of transformation, the light of which illuminates the present and manifests the future in the highest creative expression of unconditional love. Be with that inner light for several moments and then place as much of your attention as possible into your feet, feeling the connection to the ground beneath you. Feel the present moment by being aware of the physical sensations of your feet. Feel their coolness or the warmth. Are they tingly, cold, or stiff and in need of some flexing and stretching? Move your feet as you wish, and in your own time, simply open your eyes, move around, and return to your day or evening. You have completed your healing process. Interesting. And I'm saying it's interesting for this reason. I ended up pulling the crystal reading cards, and I only wanted one, but four flew out. And the first one was sexuality. Second one was sunstone. Well, I said this was sexuality. Well, that's what it meant, but it's the crocoit. Not sure if I'm saying it correctly. The second one was the sunstone. The third one is the emerald. And the fourth one was the spirit quartz. And I say that they're interesting because these things can help you deal with your abandonment issues. When I looked them up in the book, I'm only going to read one of the aspects of these stones for time's sake. But this crocoit activates the kundalini. And I've been hearing this a lot, and so I'm going to really look it up a little bit more. Maybe this pops up again. We'll talk about it in more detail, but apparently this happens when it's during manifestation, which is something, that, how can I say, you're always manifesting things, but are you manifesting the correct things? Or are you manifesting things for good, or are you manifesting things for bad? Depends, but you're always manifesting. But this stone here activates the kundalini, which helps with manifestation. You have to think about what you're manifesting. This sunstone connects energy of the divine source in all things. So this one will help you in all things. So it is empowering. It will empower you to be able to push through the things that you feel may be hindering you in your past, present, maybe future as well. Interesting. Next stone is the emerald, and this is compassion. And when I think of compassion, that means taking it easy on yourself. Things that happened to you as a child, you had no control over, and so you have to also have compassion for others of things are involved in whatever issues you have. You have to have compassion for those people as well. But what I wrote down for it, one of the healing properties, it promotes divine love and compassion, which I just spoke on. And the last one, which is the spirit quartz, and it says music. And it says the spirit quartz balances your chakras and energy fields, and it creates well-being. And most people know that music can heal you or it can hurt you. I'll get into that one day soon. Most people don't know. I never mentioned it, but I have a degree in music, and I do know the history. It was pretty interesting with the forefathers said about music. It was deep. And I find it to be true. Most people laugh at me when I say it, but it's what I'm finding, it really is true. Um, when I went further in to dealing with the healing crystal, I went using the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. It gave me garnet. And let's see what it says for that. Number 8. Garnet is passion. Garnet is a rejuvenating stone believed to protect against evil and terrifying dreams and to attract love. And for self-understanding, you are a passionate soul with a courageous heart. Be confident and constant. Let go of your inner demons, taboos, inhibitions, and fantasies. Recognize self-sabotage and expand your awareness into all that you can be. Virtue matters to you. You are capable of great devotion to a cause or a relationship and have a strong survival instinct. For divination, take action now. A mystery is solved. Have courage. There is a way out. Turn a crisis into a learning challenge. If danger approaches, stay calm. You are protected. Be emotionally honest with yourself and others. You may attract a partner for sexual healing. Make no long-term commitment as it may fizzle out once the purpose is fulfilled. Wow. All right, the healing insight. Finding an appropriate outlet for your passions and emotions creates well-being. Finding your bliss. That's what it's saying. Find your bliss. The frequency is medium. And for this stone, the chakra that is for the base, sacral, heart, and it energizes all of those. The timing, Leo, Virgo, Capricorn, and Aquarius. And the soul path is expressing your soul's passion. Interesting. Not I normally don't talk about the signs per se, but since they're in the book and I'm on a learning journey here, I may delve into that because I did look up some pictures and things to help me. I'm a visual learner, and I learn by sight, I learn by hearing, and I learn by touching. So a lot of times, and the visual was really good. So a lot of times I may show you the cards because you may be visual like me. I'm touching them. So, and a lot of these cards, they are, these cards have healing properties to them, because I noticed when I touched them, I felt the energy of them. But anyway, let me, I did pull up some cards, and the first card that I did get was the Prince of Swords. And this is somebody coming in with their truth. If you're dealing with these abandonment issues, you have to be truthful about it. And then the next card I picked was the Hangman. And once you come forward with those truths, sometimes you have to go and meditate and pray about it and figure out the things you need to do so that you can heal yourself. Just because you're in the hang state doesn't mean that you're not doing anything. It's things that are happening to you on the inside, and that's what you have to go within and really center yourself and get balanced. And the third card that I picked was the Death card, which was transformation. So maybe that's why you're going into the Hangman state. You rushed in to do these things, to help heal these abandonment issues. Everybody's abandonment issue may be different. People were abandoned for several reasons as a child, or they felt they were abandoned. So these cards, these messages may affect you in a different way. Everybody's situation is different. I will clarify them and see what comes up for it. And then that'll pretty much be it, So what is this? let them all out. 5 of them fell out. And so you have oppression, and this is the Ten of Wands. So somebody felt, oppressed about this situation, whatever happened to them as a child. And then, if you go within, and do your inner work on yourself, you'll have the truth where you can come to, a state of being where you can say, okay, this happened. I can move on. It hasn't killed me, made me stronger. I can push forward. And then you have the Prudence card also. And this is, using your third eye to deal with the situation. And the Prince of Wands is, coming forth to bring you some clarity as well, because they rush in. It's an action. This is an action, so something's coming forth. You'll get some type of truth while you're going through your transformation. Because when you were in the Queen of Discs, something was trying to control. So somewhere along the line, there was some type of control happening. So, hopefully, when you do this inner work and you can make sense of it, it will help you to move forward in your life so that you can heal yourself and move on to the next thing, move on to your happiness, move on to your bliss, move on to your healing. So I think I did pretty good today time-wise. I'm going to end it now, but I will put that song that I found in the bottom. I got to find it because I never heard that song before. So you all have a good day. Peace.